Hey, what's up my friends? My name is Knight and I'd like to welcome you to the first tutorial of this channel. This video is going to contain tips and tricks that I've compiled over my experience on Dead by Daylight. This tutorial is mostly going to be covering pallet loops, which is probably the biggest question I've been hearing from various survivors when it comes to playing Dead by Daylight. And it's probably the most crucial skill you need to have when playing that game. So running from a killer is not easy. In an ideal situation, you want to buy your fellow survivors as much time as possible to do gens. So unless you're Zubat EL, you're gonna get caught within the first couple seconds of a chase. I'll only cover the most recognizable pallet loops, which are the pallets that have two obstacles on each side and one is longer than the other, as well as the kill shack, which is the main loop point. And it's basically the loop point that you want to last the longest. Other types of loops I'm going to cover in a different video because this is mostly just basics. But a disclaimer, the first couple tries that you're going to use these strategies on, you're going to fail 90% of the time. So in most of these situations, experience is very crucial. So if you want to get better, play the game. However, you need to do at least 1 or 2 gens before you start looping a killer. So don't be Loop Hero 69 and start looping a killer and taking aggro, and then costing everyone the team because you didn't do any gens. Do your gens! The first piece of advice I have for you guys is map familiarity. You need to know the map before you start identifying loop locations. Once you have these pallet locations mapped out, then you can actually start mapping out a running pattern. Once you actually reach a pallet, you need to conserve the pallet as much as possible. So what you need to do is basically run around the longest side of the loop before you actually put down the pallet right before the killer actually hits you. However, one thing to note is that when a killer hits you, you receive a slight boost that gets you further away from the killer. One mistake I see survivors do is they'll throw down the pallet despite getting hit, and so they waste some of that boost, and then they also wasted the pallet. So if you know you're going to get hit, don't drop the pallet. Another mistake I see survivors make is they don't look at the killer at all. You need to look at the killer so you can actually make good decisions. If you don't look at the killer can basically just change its direction and then run into you, and then bam, you're dead. Sorry if I'm a bit... However, running the kill shack is a little different. What you need to do is go into the rear end of the kill shack, out the window, go to the left, and then start the process all over again. However, at the same time, you need to constantly be looking at the killer in order to know where he is at all times. One thing the killer can do to counter you is double back and go back to the window where you're going to come out of, and at that point you're caught. So in order to counter this, you're going to need to stop halfway to the window and look back at the door and watch his red headlight. Once you actually see it, then you go for the window. However, if you don't, that means the killer actually went back to the window, and so you can actually go in reverse now. You basically repeat this process until you end up having to use the pallet, in which the kill shack is then now useless. One thing about most tips and tricks that players receive is they have an expectation that they'll get better at this overnight when they receive this type of knowledge. However, there is no cookie cutter method to get you good overnight. So basically all you need is practice. So experience is your best friend. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Do whatever you need to do. Thanks for listening to my rant. If you like tutorials like this, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, so get that practice in. And I'm a dip.